Hey, what's going on everyone? It's Alwyn here. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful day as always. Couple stimulus updates today, so let's get right into those. But before we do that, make sure that you guys subscribe if you enjoy seeing content like this. I try my best to put all these updates into a nice and concise video, so let's get right into it. On Thursday, President-elect Joe Biden released the details on the third stimulus package of $1.9 trillion. So included within this plan is going to be the third stimulus check for $1,400. So the third stimulus check is only $1,400. Yes, when we look at the second and third one, combined they're going to be $2,000, but it's not going to be $2,000 just for the third stimulus check. So what you would expect to, receive for the third round of stimulus check would just be $1,400. We'll get into more of that later. But Joe Biden's plan is facing a lot of backlash from both parties, both the Republicans and the Democrats. The Republicans are unhappy with the expensive cost of the third stimulus package at $1.9 trillion. Senator Pat Toomey said that this was a colossal waste. Congress has spent $3.4 trillion on pandemic relief and double the federal budget. He then went on to state that the stimulus check would be going to tens of millions of Americans who simply do not need the money. Republican Representative Dan Crenshaw saw that everything in Biden's plan was already taken care of in the last stimulus package passed by President Trump. He tweeted on Friday that this guy, Biden, has no idea at all of the law that was just passed. He says stop plagiarizing the last relief bill and tell the Democratic governors to open the economy. Additionally, the Democrats are accusing President-elect Biden of the $2,000 stimulus checks too. Right? Keep in mind that Biden promised to give Americans $2,000 checks not only during the presidential campaign, but also during the Georgia runoff elections. Biden clearly stated that if you send Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock to Washington, those $2,000 stimulus checks will go right out the door. It's just that simple. The power is literally in your hands. So here Biden is referring to the voters, right? During the time of the Georgia Senate election, we want to make sure that both Jon Ossoff and Raphael Warnock win Georgia, right? So that way the Democrats will be in the Senate majority, and that would allow them to pass bills a lot more easier, right? And that did happen. However, now he's not giving us the entire $2,000 stimulus. On Thursday, here's what Biden stated. Biden stated that we will finish the job of getting the $2,000 cash relief to the people who most need it. So notice we will finish the job, meaning that he's going to continue off where President Trump left off, considering the second stimulus package of $600 checks. The $600 already given, he states, is simply not enough. So according to Biden, he is just making up for the difference, the $1,400 difference, by providing people with those checks. Now, the Democrats believe that the $1,400 checks are not enough and call $2,000 stimulus checks to be passed under a standalone bill and then followed by a comprehensive stimulus package later on. Progressive Democrats, however, such as Senator Ocasio-Cortez, are very unhappy about this and say that $2,000 means $2,000, not $1,400. Democrat Representative Cori Bush tweeted the same, that $1,400 checks does not mean $2,000. Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer announced their support for Biden's plan. Pelosi and Schumer stated that they will get right to work to turn Biden's vision into actual legislation that will be passed in both chambers, both the House and in the Senate, and then signed into law under President-elect Joe Biden. In terms of the time frame of when the third stimulus check for $1,400 will pass, things will begin to pick up pace when President-elect Joe Biden is inaugurated on January 20th, and then it will depend whether the Democrats attempt to get support from the remaining 10 Republicans, or they want to go for reconciliation and get a majority of 51 votes in the Senate, which would be easier. Also, we'll have to see how long it takes in order for the leaders to write up some form of proposal, the legislation, the actual writing behind the law. And then we'll have to see how long that actually takes to pass in the House and the Senate before it gets signed off by President-elect Joe Biden. Keep in mind that at the same time that this is occurring, the Senate will be working on the impeachment of President Trump. Biden has stated, however, that this will not slow down the rate of the stimulus package. Thus, it may take until March, until a bill is passed. 30 Democratic politicians told DC police that the members of the group had a great detail of the Capitol Hill building. President Trump refuses to speak with Joe Biden and has confirmed that he will not be attending President-elect Joe Biden's inauguration. Vice President Mike Pence reached out to Kamala Harris, and during their phone call, Pence congratulated Kamala Harris and offered his assistance. A lot of people were against Vice President Mike Pence because there were statements made by President Trump regarding his ability but failed to execute as necessary. This spurred a lot of debate with pro-Trump rioters, putting him in a bad reputation, giving him a bad image. Pence has since distanced himself from Trump. With the inauguration within a week, the Capitol now is in high security. There are over 25,000 National Guard troops for additional security in order to slow down any extreme protests and rioting that occurs around the inauguration date. Hopefully you guys all learned something new and enjoyed the video. I thank you all so much for your continued support. I do appreciate it a lot. Make sure to drop a like down below. It does help my channel out tremendously. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Turn on those post notifications so that way you're aware of when I do upload my next video. Comment down below. Till next time. Peace.